What's up, YouTube? This is your money guy, Coley, and this week's topic is how to feel better about yourself and how to feel beautiful or handsome. So I would say I get the main thing. Step one is self-love. Like, if anything, love yourself. Like, that's the most important thing. And I feel like it's so cliche, it's so easy to say, but it's really a process and it's intentional. I don't think that, some people are just born with big egos and just naturally love themselves, but it really is a process to really get that balance of being humble, but loving yourself and believing in yourself, but knowing you're not better than anyone else, but as far as for this video, just loving yourself to feel better and more confident, making sure that when you take on a perspective about yourself, you're not basing it off of what other people say, whether they compliment you or not. Make sure that you know who you are. If you know that you're beautiful and someone tells you that you're not, don't hop onto their boat. You feel me? Like, you know who you are. So I have a saying for that. I like to say, I am. Like, that's it. I am. And what I am means to me is it's the definition of myself. It's the core. It's a concrete thing about me that cannot change. It's just I am and then period. But what it really means is I am strong. I am brave. I am courageous. All these things, and you can't take that from me. And that concept right there, just saying I am, has made me, I don't waver. Like, I know, like, it's a foundation set within me. Like, no matter what you say, I know who I am. And that's important to have, is to set a foundation for yourself, so that, when people try to challenge things about you, you just like, no, sorry, it just doesn't work. I know who I am, like, I am. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know. Like, and it all starts with self-love, because you have to be able to love yourself to be able to embrace the fact that you are who you are, right? Another thing I would say, I'm going to tap on the subject of surgery, since we're talking about beauty and feeling good about ourselves. A lot of people think that surgeries will make them feel better. I'm not against surgeries, obviously, right? But I am against them depending on the circumstance, because I see a lot of people that just want surgery so bad, and they get them and they're still not happy. They're still complaining about stuff. Like, it's never going to be good enough. And it won't be, because you cannot get a surgery to make you happy. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you think that that surgery is going to make you more of how they want you to be. When that concept right there is in your mind, that's where the most unhappy place you're going to be, because you're never going to be enough for them. You got to make sure that you are enough for yourself, and that's where your completion comes from. You're not, this surgery is not going to make you more of a man. You can get top surgery, you can get bottom surgery, you can be on T and look like you was never trans in your life. Somebody gonna be like, you got XX chromosomes, or you got this, you feel me? Something that a biological female got, or something. Like, you're never going to be enough for every person, you know what I mean? Or you don't even got to be trans. You could just be a female. What if she wants some bigger titties, and then somebody, tell her like, oh, like, those aren't big enough, or those are too big, and she just starts not to like herself, because you're not going to be enough to please everybody. If you're going to get that surgery, make sure it's for you, and as far as feeling better about yourself and feeling beautiful and handsome, I would suggest starting that process before even getting a surgery. Like, my suggestion was to somebody who came in my DM, was asking me questions. I said, you might want to, they're just like, I hate my body, blah, 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 the whole little thing. And I just feel like, we have like a lot of trans folks that say, I hate my body. It's like, like, we're full functioning human beings. Like, we walking, we getting up to breathe, we talking, bro. Like, we got so much privilege. Like, I can't say I hate that. Maybe, I'm not sure if I said before, but I definitely realized I can't say that now. That's ungrateful, you feel me? So, like, maybe some parts of you might make you feel discomfort or uncomfortable, but what I say is, try to love those parts of yourself first. Get comfortable with yourself, with those things that make you uncomfortable. Don't just keep on pushing away. Try to bring them closer. Try to redefine a man that you are. Make sure that your reality of a man, your definition of yourself, is based on you and your perspective, and not put on by other people. And once you have that, and maybe you don't 100% like it, but you don't hate it and you don't dislike it. Maybe you got to the point where you're neutral, and that's great progress, and maybe you'll start to like it a little bit, sometimes be on and off. But I would suggest loving parts of yourself no matter what. And then, once you love yourself and you have, you're comfortable with yourself, then you get that surgery to complement your comfort. You'll skyrocket. You was already happy, and now you got something to complement that might make it even a better situation for you. I would suggest that rather than just being like, oh my god, I hate this, I hate that, like, just shaking everything off, because that just sounds uncomfortable. Like, I mean, I see some people that just kind of go through it like that, and I just be like, man, you know what? You just gotta change your perspective. It's a perspective that really messes up your head about things, and don't let people tell you this is what is supposed to happen with you. Like, you know who you are. Another concept is I'm being custom made. Like, yo, like, what is the quote? The quote is when you're custom made, you don't have to worry about fitting in. Like, you're a hybrid, you feel me? You're special. What do we do when we get our Jordans customized? We get them different from everyone else's. We pay extra money to paint our Jordans different colors than everybody else's, just to be different, and to embrace that and walk around shining. So how come we can't be different and shine as people? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we just be like, yeah, I'm different, this is me? I mean, it's harder than it sounds. It's easier said than done. But I'm just saying, why can't it be that way? It can be, if you make it that way. And I try very hard to make my life an example of that, just embracing being custom made. And another thing is, in your internal environment, like I was saying, love yourself, but be in touch with yourself. Make sure that you're defining yourself. And for an example, I see a lot of trans men, like even trans men that are high figures and inspirational for others. Like, I see them and they say things like, I was feeling bad about this until I thought about the fact that cis men have this too. I'm like, bro, like, no, like, my trans men out there, for me, please do not go defining yourself and the man that you are off of cis men. Every time you do something, I hope you're not thinking, do cis men do this? Do cis men wear that? Do cis men have their ears pierced? Do cis men dress like this? Like, please, bruh. Like, that will kill your confidence all the time. Because at the end of the day, this might be triggering to some people, but it's real. At the end of the day, a trans man is never going to be cis. No matter how much you look cis, no matter what surgery you have, it's just not going to happen. You feel me? And that might hurt somebody watching, like, ooh, I'm not going to be cis, but there's nothing wrong with that. You feel me? Your story's different. You're a hybrid, like I said, you know what I mean? And when I see a lot of trans men, most of the ones that do compare themselves to cis men are the ones that seem to be the most unhappy, because they want to mirror this image that might not be themselves, but they just want this image that society tells them, okay, this is what a man is, so you must be this, But like I said, just make sure you're defining yourself, and you don't have society telling you, that you're less of this, or you're not a real man. That internal environment is very important. So when people come at you, when external factors come at you, you don't even care no more, because you know who you are on the inside. Feel me? You got a relationship with you, be your own best friend. You feel me? It's like what Les Brown said. Les Brown said, when there's no enemy within, it's an old African proverb that says, when there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm, right? No enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Like, take that in. When you don't have an enemy within yourself, when you're not hating yourself, at that moment, if you're not fighting a demon at yourself, like with your core and who you are, and hating yourself, no enemy outside, when you're at peace with yourself, when your smile is not forced, when it's because you're at peace with yourself, there's no enemy outside that can do you harm. There's no one that can tell you anything about you, because you're at peace in here. And when you define your happiness based off of your spiritual side, your internal completion, your real, your soul, your heart, you know what I mean? and that's your happiness, and not all these uncontrollable factors that you can't control, not these bitter words, you know. And it's really hard to maintain that internal environment because there's one of you, and there's like just so many people. Like, you're outnumbered by the negativity. You're that little one that kept trying in the corner. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Come on, be comfortable, love yourself. And you're trying so hard, and you got like a bunch of friends, bunch of families, bunch of peers, you know, all around you telling you that you ain't shit, excuse my language, or that you know that you can't do anything, that you can't be great, you know, and you're just outnumbered. But you gotta fight through that. Like, if you really like to obtain like true happiness, man, I've learned that you just have to fight through that, and you have to be a bigger voice than them. You know, you're a small boat in the ocean, and you know you gotta make big waves and send them into motion. You feel me? And that's a major key in a journey of being happy and feeling better about yourself and knowing that you're beautiful. You know, it's being able to block out all those voices and just hear your own. And it's never going to get easier. Let me tell you that right now. It's never going to get easier, but you're going to get better at it. You're going to get stronger at it, and eventually it's going to be natural to you. And there's going to be no one that can tell you anything about yourself. You know what I mean? You're just going to be the one that kept trying, kept striving. And that's a very important thing in my journey. Especially, I just became really whole internally, and I've learned to embrace it. And it's gonna be scary, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be awkward. That was the main thing in my journey, you know, loving yourself, because doing it publicly is hard. But who wants to live a life that they cannot celebrate? You feel me? Like, celebrate yourself. You feel me? You love yourself. I hope this video gave y'all some advice, some insight. I could talk for hours about this topic, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. This is your Monday guy, Coley.